Hello and welcome to today's video. This is going to be a really cool little shopping vlog with book haul at the end. We live relatively close to Worcester. It is our closest city, and although I've been to the majority of charity shops there, I've never gone with the intention of just having a day charity shopping. I've always gone to some charity shops because we needed to go to the city for like a different reason, but today I decided it's time to just go have a day there by myself, get the train in and just go to as many charity shops as I can fit in. I think I did like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 maybe, I don't know. I've vlogged it, so I'll do like a voiceover over the vlog and like talk you through where we are. But yeah, basically that is the plan. I've already filmed the vlog portion in case that wasn't obvious, that I am back. I'm about to do the book haul, but I realised I hadn't filmed the intro. So yeah, that is what is going on. I'm just gonna go charity shopping. I've recorded as much as I could, but it was ridiculously busy today. Don't know why, because we only normally end up being able to go over weekend, and I feel like it was as busy today as it is on a weekend, which I just wasn't expecting. There was nothing on, there was no market, there was no anything I could see, but it's just really busy. So I recorded what I could, and I've recorded at least a few clips in each shop, so hopefully you get the gist of where I am, what I'm doing and all that jazz. So yeah, let's go shopping and I will be back at the end for the book haul. So obviously you can see we're on our way to Worcester. Fun time on the train, nice, looks cool, looks green. And yeah, first shop had no books, didn't actually end up getting anything. Then we went into H.UK and I was really happily impressed. This was one of the few charity shops I hadn't gone in before, and yeah, I thought there was a hell of a lot in here, and I mean I spent a long time in here and I ended up getting one book, so I was really happy with that. And yeah, was really impressed with the selection and how cheap they were. Most of these books were 50p, which yeah, absolutely great. So then off I went to the next shop, which was the cancer research charity shop. So went into there, and it wasn't the best selection. Like, it is always a small selection in this shop, but you can see there's still a good amount to look for. Next went into the RSPCA one. This was like a pop-up shop, it's not a permanent charity shop, so all the books were 50p, but you could kind of tell that these were all the books that hadn't sold at the rest of the charity shop, if I'm being honest. And then I went over to Scope, and as you can see, this was a really small selection. I did have a good look through them because there was a lot of like brand new books here, but just nothing for me. Then St Richard's Hospice. This is the best charity shop I've found for books. Almost every St Richard's Hospice has like a really massive book section, and the one in Worcester is no exception. I only filmed a few clips. This was one that was really busy and I was having to really try and, you know, get to sections when there was no one else there. But yeah, it's absolutely massive, and I ended up getting 3 books in total out of this one. There was loads to look through. They have so many sections. I could have got so many more books, but I really was trying to limit myself and make sure that I was just getting books I was really going to read soon. Then into Oxfam. I really like this Oxfam shop. All the books are £1, but they quite often have 50% off sales. I didn't end up getting anything, but I was really happy with it, and yeah, that's me. Hi. Over to Blue Cross. A lot of these charity shops are located really close to each other, which is really nice. I didn't see any books for me here, but there were some good ones. Over to Acorns, and there was a massive section. I think I do go through and show you a few of the books. This one had so many crime and so many romance books, which, I mean, you often see crime, but you don't always find like the newer, more modern romances, so I did pull a couple of those out just to show. Not my vibe, not what I was looking for, but I was really impressed with the selection. And then after that I went over to Sense. Sense has quite a big section in the back, but unfortunately nothing. And then over to Bernardo's, which again has a really big section. Like half of this charity shop is just books. It was too busy for me to get proper clips, but those are 2, hopefully you understand. And then the other Age UK, which once again has a really big book section. As you can see, there were a couple of people in that shop. I was trying my best, but yeah, that was pretty much it. I knew at this point I only had one charity shop left, so that was a bit of a distance away, but I decided because I hadn't brought too much, I would go and check out the last one that was a bit more of a distance away, and that was British Heart Foundation, which I didn't mind because it is closer to the centre of town as well, and it just meant I went to the bigger shops. There wasn't much in the way of the children's section, but oh my gosh, I got 2 books out of here in the end, and I'm so happy with them. I then just really like this piece of artwork every time I'm in town. I think it looks really cool. And then I headed back to the train station. So yeah, that was the end of the journey, and there I am on the train. Little sneak peek of some of the books. Okay, so I'm back from the shop, and basically it's time for the book haul section of this. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books in total today, and I'm really happy with all of these. I would say, well, no, it's complicated. Let's just talk about them individually. But basically, I'm really happy with all of them. But they're all quite different, and I got all of them for quite different reasons. So these aren't going in any particular order. I've kind of just stacked them up. So the biggest book is on the bottom, and like the smaller books are on the top, although if you're doing it thickness wise that doesn't work. But yeah, basically it's stacked up so it doesn't fall over. So first of all, Eye of the World. This is the first Wheel of Time book. I've been keeping my eyes open for these for ages. I really like these old editions of fantasy books. Like, this is just so much cooler in my personal opinion than like the type of books when like it's getting republished. I'll put a couple in here. Like for me, like yeah, I could go to the shop and I could buy these, but I just think this looks so much cooler, so I've been keeping my eyes open. I do want to try and get all of them in this like cool old edition. I think this one was published, so this was first published in 1990, but like this edition that I'm like holding right now was published in 1991. So yeah, I just really like this, and obviously like Wheel of Time is massive now. It's recently, I think, had an adaptation, and it's got all new covers again due to that, so like it's not just being recovered once, it's had it again as well. And yeah, my hope is basically a lot of people, like the new covers aren't bad, like don't get me wrong, and they match a lot of other covers that have had adaptations, so I'm thinking people will want them, like just not me personally. So I'm hoping I'll be able to find more of these in charity shops. Having said that though, I also picked up book 3. They didn't have book 2, so I've just got 1 and 3 here, and book 3 is called The Dragon Reborn. Yeah, and that is the cover of book 3 there, and again really pretty, really like old school edition. This one must have came out a bit later because book 4 was out as well by the time this paperback was published. When this paperback was first published in 1992, and they didn't give it a redesign or anything, so 1992 is when this design was. So yeah, books 1 and 3 of the Wheel of Time series in the old covers. I'm so happy about this. I've been looking out for these for ages, and yeah, they were £2 each, so £4 I paid for both of these. And yeah, I'm just going to keep my eyes open for as many as possible. They did have like one of the later books as well, and well, they did have a couple of the later books. They had, I think, books 10 and 11, but the books 10 and 11 weren't in these editions. They were in like a newer edition. So yeah, just picked these 2 up. I'm not going to go over exactly what it is. It's a classic fantasy, it's very big. Yeah, really happy I got these. Then I also picked up The Art of War. I've never had an interest in this, honestly, but it's The Art of War. Like, everyone kind of heard of it, you know, and I saw it and I was really surprised by how small it actually is. So this is the edition that was translated by John Minford. I think there have been a few different translators, which is why like some of them are a lot longer, some of them are a lot shorter. But yeah, I basically found it, I read the back, and I was like, do you know what? It's worth a go. Why not? Like, I think it'd be quite interesting. Even if I don't particularly enjoy it, it's interesting not only to read for what it is, but also to read knowing like all these big people have read it and like stand by it and like run businesses by it and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I picked it up, and this one was £1.95. Then I also picked up Legend. This is the first book in an epic trilogy. I don't know if it has a name of the trilogy or not. If I look at the front, does it say? No. So I don't know if the trilogy actually has a name, but basically ages ago now, look, this has been on my shelf for ages. I've had book 2. Book 2 has just been sat on my shelf for ages and ages and ages. And when I eventually saw book 1 in a charity shop, I thought I might as well pick it up. This might give me the push to like get started on it. And I only paid £1.25. So on the back of this it just says Los Angeles, California, Republic of America. He is Day, the boy who walks in the light. She is June, the girl who seeks her brother's killer. On the run and undercover they meet by chance. Irresistibly drawn together, neither knows the other's past. But Day murdered June's brother, and she has sworn to avenge his death. I don't know, like, it sounds interesting. I'm not sure if it's fantasy or sci-fi or what, or if it's like dystopian. I really don't know, but it sounds interesting, and it's kind of like one of the few classic YA series. Like, classic is the wrong word, but like, you know, like from 10-20 years ago there was a lot of YA series that were read that I just never got to, and this is one of the few that still sound interesting to me and I still actually want to read. Like, most of them, if I didn't read them when I was the age and they were coming out, I'm not interested anymore, but this is one I'd definitely like to check out. And then the first book I actually picked up today was The Night Circus. This was only 50p and I'm so happy with this. There have very recently been new editions of both The Night Circus and The Starless Sea kind of like revealed. They're going to be coming out at some point next year, I think. And I was really tempted to get them because there are books that I want to read, like I've never read before and have been interested in. And I was going to get them. I was even considering pre-ordering them, but then I found this today and this is great. I really like the look of this. I definitely want to get this like read, and yeah, I've heard so much about The Night Circus and how like magical it is and how absorbed you get into this. It's also one of the few kind of like YA fantasy books where it's just a standalone, like there are no other books in the series, it's just this one. And yeah, I've heard really amazing things. So the circus arrives without warning. No announcements precede it, yet it's simply there, when yesterday it was not. That's all it says. I know so little about this book and I really want to keep it that way. I want to go into it blind and yeah, just be in this magical world and discover what's going on. Then this next book, I don't actually know if I want to read it. Well, look, I am intrigued enough that I brought it, but basically I don't know if I like this genre or this author yet. But this is The Betrayals by Bridget Collins, and this basically just says, at Montevilla, an exclusive academy tucked away in the mountains, the best and brightest are trained for excellence. In the Grand Jew, an arcane and mysterious contest, Leo Martin was once a student there, but lost his passion for the Grand Jew following a violent tragedy. Now he returns in disgrace, exiled to his old place of learning, with his political career in tatters. Montevilla has changed since he studies there, even allowing a woman, Claire Dryden, to serve in the Grand Jew's highest office of Magister Lidu. When Leo first sees Claire, he senses an odd connection with her though. He's sure they've never met before. The bond between them is strengthening, but both Leo and Claire have built their lives on lawyers, and as the legendary midsummer game draws closer, secrets are whispering in the walls. And basically, this is absolutely stunning. This cover is stunning. You take off the dust jacket, it's stunning. Like, this is so ridiculously pretty. But I do have another book by the author that I know I definitely want to read. And very recently in it was like a library exchange video, like a free little library exchange video, I got this edition of it, and this is The Binding by the same author. And when I saw this, I just thought, this sounds interesting. I maybe shouldn't buy it right now, because really I should see if I like the author's like writing style and what it's about in the one I already own. But then, like, they're matching editions, and I was just like, you know, this was £1.95. I was like, go on then, go for it. Why not? Let's give it a go. And like, honestly, like, if I like both of these and like want to fully read them, and like, you know, if I finish a book and rate it, it means I've really enjoyed it, so it stays on the shelf. These are just gonna look so pretty. So yeah, I picked it up. Should I have? Maybe not. Am I glad I did? yeah, because it's so pretty. So yeah. And then last but not least, I also picked up this chunky one, and this is A Promised Land by Barack Obama. I never thought I'd be picking up a book like this, but earlier this year I read Becoming by Michelle Obama, and this is also on the library and it's like narrated by Barack Obama himself, and I thought, why not? Let's give it a go, let's have a read, because honestly I was really pleasantly surprised by how much I loved Michelle Obama's book. Like, it was so interesting, so good. I gave it 5 stars. I'd really recommend it. So yeah, I think it's worth a go, and this was only £2 for this, like, you know, like physical copy, so why not, basically, why not? I think this is just like a general life story. Yeah, this is the first volume of his presidential memoirs, so this is just all stuff relating to presidency, I think. There is one other Barack Obama book that I would be interested in. It's one that he wrote before, like, becoming president, called, I think it's called like Letters to My Father or Lessons of My Father's, something like that. I'll put a picture in here, but that one also sounds good, so yeah, I would be interested in that one as well. But yeah, this is the last book I got. So these were all of the books that I got today, and I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with the pile. I'm really happy with the amount of books that I got as well. Like, I got 7 in the end, which is a pretty decent number, and I'm really happy with all of them. So yeah, I do really hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you enjoyed the vlog portion. I know I didn't speak at all in the vlog, so I will be doing that voiceover. I hope it turns out okay. I haven't done the voiceover yet, so fingers crossed. It's just too busy. It's too busy everywhere. But yeah, I do really hope that you enjoyed the video. Please do give it a like if you liked it. Subscribe down below if you'd like to see more content like this, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!